I'm a craft revivalist. I work on reviving age-old arts and crafts, weaving, and I specialize in natural dyes, natural fibers, handlooms, and handicrafts. Will you all stand up for a minute? Yeah. I request you to repeat the sloka that I say. Agnimile Purohitam Ignasya Devam Ritvijam Hotaram Ratnamatmamam. Yeah, please. Can anyone say as to what sloka is this? No. This is where the actual problem is. We have traveled far away from our roots. Before Ramayana and Mahabharata, what is our root? What is the referral text that we have? Anyone? Vedas? So what is the first Veda? Rig Veda. What is the first sloka? The sloka which you recited right now. And you know who has brought it into limelight? Max Muller. Max Muller is a great scholar who knew how to read Sanskrit and so many other Indian languages and other languages across the globe. And Graham Bell wanted to record something which would really influence the humankind. Then he called for Max Muller because he was a very good orator. And this is the first sloka that was recorded on the gramophone record. And wherein we never take credit of this sloka or the human evolution. The meaning is Agni Mile. Oh, this has got no relevance to any caste, creed, religion. Agni, you are the creator, you are the destroyer, you are eternal. And there is a lot more to it, but I will not elaborate on this because this is not the forum to discuss more about it. But coming to this, what I want to tell you is, all of us have traveled far away from our roots. If you just dig into your text, or wherever the roots that you can find out, you can definitely find a lot more information regarding with respect to anything that you are looking for. I keep traveling across India, nook and corner, remote places, trying to talk to different sects of people and learn from them and express the same in forums at different places. We were reviving a 400-year-old handmade paper industry in Aurangabad, and then I happened to visit this Ajanta caves, the Padmapani, the famous Ajanta cave painting that we always refer to. How many of you know that it is a painting on a 2D surface, but it can reflect light? Has anyone come across this? This is where the problem is. If you put a soft light, because hard light is damaging the art, so if you put a soft light at the Nabi level, there's a pendant at the neck, and it is a pearl pendant with a sapphire at the center, and the sapphire literally reflects light. But only thing is you need to adjust the light source depending on the height of the person who is viewing it. And this particular painting is done with natural dyes more than 2000 years ago. Where are we now? We have our tractor, aeroplane, all these brands in the market. You go buy that computerized matching color, and after a week you go buy the same color and try to match it, trying to do a patch. Will it match? It doesn't match. Our ancestors had a technology far superior to our thinking. My only request and submission to all of you is, whatever our ancestors have done, it is simple, sober, practical, and attractive, and long-lasting. Just imagine a 2000-year-old painting. Can you imagine there are paintings which are 3D effect, which are at least few centuries old? I have the pictures with me. For your reference, there are two paintings in Sawantwadi Fort. And Sawantwadi Fort happens to hold the best of the Ganjifa collection in the world. Like that, everywhere you go to any part of India, you have something specific. And coming to Cheguru, already I spent 2-3 minutes, so we'll get back to the topic now. So I happened to use Cheguru in the initial stage of my career more than 25 years back, and we were working with one Japanese buyer by name Marubeni. I worked with best of the buyers across the globe, and now I have given up my business because I don't really relish. They have nothing to really project on par with the resources or the skill set that we have. For example, the best of the fast foods that you take, pizza, burger, and all that. Who is the owner? It is an American company, but whose products are they? Pizza is Italian, hamburger is European, but who is branding it? America is branding and selling. In the same manner, we have so much to brand and sell, but we don't do it. That's where the marketing part is. And there are so many other avenues. Maybe at a different forum we can plan for the Chagru part also, because I myself am a qualified with respect to management, and that's what I do. And Chagru, when we wanted to use a different color, the brown that they wanted to ask, then we had got in touch with one company which was a betel nut making company in Guntur called Crane Nut Powder. So got in touch with that person. Then, because that information also I got from somebody in Vijayawada. We used betel nut. Our ancestors used to use betel nut for the coloring. Then through them we could get some Chagru, and we used it long back. And that stole is still available at the display at the registration counter, which is 25 years plus. And when we used it, what we noticed is, like, coming to natural dyes, with due respect to you, madam, you have done a wonderful presentation, but principally I differ with you using any metal salts. When we say natural dyes, we have enough resources and cost effective and reliable, stable resources. Only thing is, it differs, the parameters differ. Supposing that we have a staple food here, something, it is basically millet based. But if you eat the same millet based food in north, will your body sustain? It will not, because the weather conditions are different. So you have a different food over there. In the same manner, as and when you take any natural dye stuff, first you have to see the acceptability to the sustaining situation over there. And any dye stuff requires a modern thing. And with respect to Chagru, you have one advantage is it has got slight moderating capability also. That is point number one. Number two, in addition to that, you can give a supporting moderating thing. It can be by means of myrobalan or pomegranate rind or any other plant-based. I don't believe in metal salts, because as per the latest Ecotex or global eco-friendly sustainable norms, these products will not be certified. The global certification processes are very stringent. So if you are using a metal salt or if you are using a peroxide bleach, they are all banned. We have natural bleaching processes available using dung, sand, algae and whatnot, but we have forgotten. I myself have traveled from pillar to post, one place to other, trying to find out and learn as to what the natural dung process is. Though it used to be used in Kalamkari area, they never had an authentic process. Finally, I learnt it from a place which is north of Andhra, wherein Kalamkari exists in southern part and central part of Andhra. Pen Kalamkari exists close to Tirupati, and block printing Kalamkari exists in Vijayawada, near to Vijayawada, Machilipatnam. So only thing is, we never try and work hard. There is information, we have lost so much, but still there is so much. If at least we can tap and sustain and record whatever the available information that is there, we have great amount of knowledge, and with which we have got scope for great prospects in future. Then the second part is cellulose fibers. Basically, we are looking at cotton or any other cellulose fiber. Susceptibility to any dye staining is low. And if you take silk, it is higher. If you take wool, it is all the more higher, only for the reason of they being protein fibers. But when you look at the strength, the protein fiber strength, the longevity, that is over a period, the protein fiber tends to break down, whereas cellulose fiber doesn't break down that faster. But here what is happening is, when we say natural dyes, you are going to dye it with brown, and you don't scour the fabric because it is in gray form, so it has got all the impurities, and you just want to dye it because anyhow it is going to turn brown. Why not? Why do I have to really wash it? So it is like this. A dark-skinned boy or girl has to get married, and you don't give him a bath and you make him sit on the dais and get him married. Will you do that? You will not do that, right? Just because it is a precious occasion, you give him the Abhyanga Snana, whatever the procedure, rituals, all that you follow, then you get him ready, then you get them married. In the same manner, whatever that color that you want to dye, scouring is mandatory. And we had these natural scouring processes in place. But only thing is we don't practice during natural dye. Whereas as and when you are doing a chemical dyeing, you are always covering it using a chemical and then dyeing it. So then you get a brighter tone. And when it comes to treatment, when you are doing the process, you also have to use certain mordanting material. It can be certain leaves, certain grasses that you can use. Then once the dye is put on the required textile or anything, then you have to do a post-processing. That again, with respect to natural dyes, we don't do. And I have myself got samples. Unfortunately, I didn't bring them because they don't belong to Chegru category. Or else, still I am using a shirt which I have made it in the initial part of my career, which is more than almost 20 years old. A Kalamkari block print shirt. So I have Kalamkari samples which are 50, 60-year-old, and I have one Kalamkari, in fact, that is in black, which was almost 90 years, which was used as a screen in a temple. Because I am studying as to how the progression of pen Kalamkari has happened. So these are all indications as to how stable the natural dyes are. Like that, we have cave paintings. Cave paintings, what is that they used? They used stone colors. And now how many of us really know that stone colors existed? And I came to know that there is one gentleman who is in Jharkhand. He is a tribal gentleman, and he doesn't have any formal education, but he knows how to make colors out of stone. At one point of time, Champa, Chhattisgarh, used to make stone colors on cotton. And if anyone from Kerala is there, then Aramulla Kannadi. Now people know that Aramulla Kannadi is made only in Kerala, but madam, I'm sorry, there is one place in Andhra, but we don't have any ground existing now. Same Aramulla Kannadi, like mirror, used to be made with metal. So coming to Cheguru part, with respect to toys, it is the easiest way to tap, and whosoever wants to get into that trade, I can get you connected to the craft clusters wherever they are and across, because I keep traveling, and you can start directly doing business. I don't want to be in between. You can directly contact them. If at all you have any hurdle or you want me to help you out, I'm always there. Because it is very easy. You just have to heat it with a mild heat. The temperature has to be really low. In olden days, we used to have a pot next to the main stove, and that pot used to get heated up throughout, and as and when you wanted, the water was always lukewarm. It was never hot, remember. So just that technique if you follow, that is more than sufficient. Your Cheguru will get concentrated, and that can be even crystallized to an extent. But during crystallization, what happens is the resinous content in Cheguru is lost to a greater extent. Whereas a semi-liquid form, paste form is the best suitable form. And to transport that, you have these paint buckets which are available now. So it is a self-sealing bucket. You can put them, just tap the cap, it gets sealed. Only when they want to open it, you have to tear open the seal and it will be opened. That's the way you can think of a transport solution for the Cheguru. And in toys, one more thing that you can do is, but that would lead to adulteration at your point. Rather, I would ask you to leave it to the craftsman whosoever is using it, because you are supposed to add different gums for them to make it applicable to be used directly on the toys. We have put some toys, small toys, about 4 to 7 toys, 3 small and 4 slightly bigger, at the registration counter, just for your reference, because when I got the call, I was doing a program at Kondapalli, which happens to be known for wooden toys. So we just brought some beetle nut, made some color and used it as part of the toys. So those toys, I brought them just to make you understand that Cheguru can be used in toys also. So I have been advised not to take it too long. So any other questions or anything? Yeah, okay then. Thank you very much. Hope you had a good time.